our video camera for tonight's broadcast as we are here for Charleston Catholic Middle School action against John Adams Middle School. As we have gotten off to a quick start, has Charleston Catholic with a 4-0 lead, but quickly John Adams cuts in the lead as Michael Lowe lays it in on the right side to cut the lead in half at 4-2. Again, an important game in conference play. Both teams sitting near the top of the conference, trying to gain the upper hand on the other. Charleston Catholic with a bucket by Max Wilcox and Joseph Brammer to get things started here tonight. They have it on the right side, kicking it back out front for Cinco. He looks over, top of the key, as Charleston Catholic setting up the offense here. Again, the JV game happened just before then. Charleston Catholic able to win that contest. They kick it out right side. Now driving baseline, up and undershot, no good for Reynolds. Ball tipped into the corner, still controlled by the Irish. As they get it back left side, driving in, tough jumper inside the paint and falls for Jay Turner. So Charleston Catholic, the Irish, out to a 6-2 lead here on the Falcons. It's full court pressure in the backcourt. Tucker Mullen brings it up, pass up ahead, now underneath, pass intercepted by Turner. He's been everywhere thus far in this contest. Kind of a reminder of Sutphin, who plays on the high school team, just quick on the defensive end as they drive baseline, layup up and good, and the Irish now out to an 8-2 lead as Wilcox with his fourth point. So almost 3 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. Again, if you're with us for the first time of middle school action, again, it is just 6-minute quarters of middle school, and stepping out of bounds is Tucker Mullen. That'll give it back over to the Irish, leading it by 6. As get a substitution in. As Carson Hager will check into the game for the Falcons. Now they will go full court pressure on Charleston Catholic. The Irish bring it up the right side. Across the timeline, it's Wilcox. He'll kick it back up top. Cinco looking, gets it left side wide. Open three for Turner on the way. No good. Rebounded underneath by V. Dias. So bring it up the center of the floor, trying to cut into this early 6-point deficit. Get it left side. Mullen all alone for three, and he'll bury it from the right wing as Tucker Mullen cuts the lead in half now to 8-5 as Turner quickly up the middle of the floor, dishes off left side, powering his way in is Reynolds. Can't finish at the rim. Rebound knocked loose, taken by Dias, and able to find his man over on the far side, Lucas Dean. Dean into the middle, kicks it out. Long three on the way for Hager. No good off the back iron. Rebound fought for underneath, and it looks like we're going to get a tie-up, and we do. Possession will stay with John Adams with 2:14 to go here in the opening period. Still an 8-5 lead for Charleston Catholic. Again, these two big rivals in the conference, so huge crowd here on hand tonight for this contest as they inbound. Dias shot blocked from behind. Looked like Reynolds got a piece of it. Taken away by the Irish. Outlet pass knocked away, then pinballed back into John Adams' hand. Now they have a 3-on-1. Driving in, they kick it out. Hager, wide open three. Off the mark, no good. Rebound tipped up and taken back by Turner. Big stop there for Charleston Catholic as the Falcons had a chance to cut it to one or tie. As Turner on the left wing, picked up there by Dean. He'll kick it over right side. Cinco looking for help, gets back to the top of the key. Tough drive inside, kicks it into the corner. Cinco gets inside, puts up a floater off the front iron, no good. Reynolds fighting for the rebound, knocked loose underneath. And ball's going to go back over to John Adams with 1:36 left in the first quarter. As Gage Tawney checking into the game for Jeff Reynolds. It'll be Turner, or Mullen rather, to bring it up the floor for John Adams. Trailing 8-5 here in the early stages as they get it inside. Tight drive on the interior. No good on the short shot by Lowe. Gets his own rebound back, however, and able to draw the foul. And we'll see if they call this a shooting foul. It appears they will. I was trying to see who it was that they signaled the foul on that time. It's first team foul against either club here in the first quarter as Lowe, 2 points here in the first quarter, sinks the first free throw. It looked like they signaled 20 at first, but I believe it was 30 that they signaled for Max Wilcox on that foul, so that'll be his first. Lowe's second free throw up, and John Adams, with the last 5 points, have cut their 6-point deficit down to 1. We fall down under 1:15 now to go in the first quarter. Charleston Catholic breaks across the timeline again. Once John Adams started putting this pressure on, it sped up the game a little bit more on Charleston Catholic's end as they go down low, and Turner Looked like it was blocked initially, but instead they're going to get a hold on the play on John Adams, and they'll call it a shooting foul, so that'll send Turner to the free throw line to shoot a pair. That'll be the first foul of the half on John Adams. So Turner had a bucket earlier this quarter, trying to re-extend this lead. First free throw up and good. And these programs, big feeder systems into Charleston Catholic, George Washington, among other schools in the area. Second free throw up. This one off the back iron, no good. Rebound comes out long, still loose. Popped into the air and going to say out of bounds. As both officials looking at each other, and they're going to say John Adams' ball. It was a nice try by Tanni to try and save it along the sideline right in front of the John Adams bench. It looked like he had a foot on the sideline. So under a minute to go here in the first 6 minutes. John Adams looking to tie or take the lead for the first time. Tight drive on the inside, no good. Rebound kick back out. Hager this time drives in, dishes off underneath. Able to find Dias, now out left side. Three on the way, in and out, no good for John Adams. Is a good look by Carson Hager that time and rattled out. And now a foul will go against John Adams as they get low for the personal. That'll be his first. The Irish get the ball back, 42.1 seconds left in the quarter. Cinco tight ropes the sideline, able to get it up ahead to Turner. He'll cross midcourt along the left side, tries to drive in, stutter steps, trap, now gets it back onto the left wing for Brammer. Now up top for Cinco's. We're down to 27 seconds left in the first quarter. We'll see if Charleston Catholic tries to hold for one. Possession arrow in their favor at the moment. Brammer looks inside, almost threw it away, but Cinco there to corral it. We're down to 15 seconds. Cinco hands it off for Turner, has it knocked away. Now one-on-one the other way. Nice pump fake, layup up and good for John Adams as Dias gets his first bucket of the game. 5 seconds left in the quarter. Across midcourt comes Wilcox. Heaves it from midcourt, no good. As the first quarter comes to an end, and we are all even at 9 apiece heading to quarter number 2. We'll be back in 60 seconds as you're watching Charleston Catholic and John Adams Middle School basketball with us right here live on Video Productions. Start of quarter number 2 here from the Pavilion in Charleston. Chris Kidd, we're with you as down low they go immediately. A nice turnaround by Gage Tanni to give Charleston Catholic the lead back at 11-9. Into the corner for Hager, back up top. As Dean settles things down, they swing it back up top, set it up with Mullen. Again, Robbie Mounts our engineer tonight. Julia DeSelva on camera for us. Driving in as Dean gets to inside, but he gets his up and under attempt blocked, kicked out. Now a chance for Cinco on the drive. Nice spin move, gets to the right side and laid in. What a move by Cinco for his first bucket of the game. 13-9, Charleston Catholic start out the first quarter quickly, and now they start out the second quarter quickly. But a foul on the baseline going to go against Gage Tanni. That'll be his first. There's both teams now with a pair of team fouls. Alex Sesson will inbound underneath his own basket, looking, fires, and knocked away by Turner. And John Adams will re-inbound now over on the far left side. And it came back from an 8-2 deficit in the first quarter, outscored Charleston Catholic 7-1 to end the first quarter. And now the first 4 of the second quarter to the Irish. Into the corner, 3 on the way, no good by Dean, and Turner there with the rebound. Turner will bring it up. One-on-one here, now gets a couple of men switching on him as Hager pops out on him. Turner now gets by him inside the paint, puts up the runner, no good. Rebounded on the weak side by Tawny, but he has it ripped out of his hands by John Adams as V. Dias able to get the ball back now into the corner. Driving baseline and cut off, kicks it back out. Driving in again, tough pass, but it's able to find Dias. He turns around and can't finish on the short-range jumper on the floater. Rebound taken away by the Irish, leading it by 4. Driving left baseline, nice take, count it, and the foul for Max Wilcox. He's got 6 points already here in the first half and a chance to give Charleston Catholic their largest lead of the game. So it's 15-9 now in favor of the Irish in this pivotal middle school conference matchup. As we head towards the later half of the season, this will be big for seeding as well come conference tournament time. Free throw on the way, no good for Wilcox. Chases it down, however, and gets his own rebound back into the corner. Turner jab stepped, and they call him for a walk as he picked up his pivot foot, and that'll give it back over to the Falcons with 4:32 remaining here in the first half. Across the timeline comes Mullen. He'll hand it off top of the key for Dias. Looking and hands it off for Sesson. He tries to find help and gives it over to Mullen. Nice ball movement here by the Falcons. Driving in as Dias. Pass was deflected. Still loose. Tipped into the air. Still loose. Volleyballed out of bounds. And last touch by John Adams. So good hands there by Charleston Catholic on the defensive end to pry the ball loose. And now a chance to build on this lead. They've outscored John Adams 6-0 here in the first half, or in the second quarter rather. Cinco across the timeline as we hit the 4-minute mark of the second quarter. Brammer gets it left baseline for Turner. Turner stutter steps, drives in, able to tightrope the sideline, turnaround shot. What a drive by Jay Turner that time. He's got 5 points and a timeout by John Adams with 3:50 to go here in the second quarter. Just a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep things here with the Falcons now looking for answers after they tied the game up at the end of the first quarter. Now they've seen Charleston Catholic sprint out to an 8-0 lead here in the second quarter, and it's now a 17-9 lead overall for the Irish. As we said, these two schools not very far apart. And again, Charleston Catholic High School just right down the road here from the Pavilion. And these two teams fighting for area bragging rights as well as trying to gain better seeding for conference tournament play coming up in just a few weeks. So we get ready to go back to action. John Adams trying to find some offense as they bring Brody Church into the game. As Falcons bring it up the floor, it'll be Dean at the point. Dribbles to the center, hands it off up top for Dias, looking for help. Gives it off Sesson, now back up top. Dean quickly to the right side, over to Dias. Had to pick up the dribble, now looking for help. Gets it over here for Church. Church gets a screen up top. Looks inside, pass intercepted, taken away by Tawny. He started to be everywhere on the defensive end for Charleston Catholic. Now at the left side comes Wilcox into the corner for Turner. He drives baseline again, gets it some space again, and again able to finish. Jay Church on fire here in the second quarter. He's got 7 points now. Out to Church, he'll take a three, no good. 10-0 run for Charleston Catholic and looking to continue to build on that. Cinco up the floor. And a great spin move to get the layup a moment ago. Turner, as we fall under 3 minutes to go in the first half. Gets it over to Cinco on the right wing. Now back up top for Wilcox. Tawny, nice bounce pass for Turner, cutting in left side. Had it stripped away and taken away by the Falcons. Good defense there. Can John Adams stop the bleeding here in the second quarter? No. Intercepted, taken by Cinco. Back the other way. Drives in right side. Thought about a pull up. Now we'll get it back out as they drive over. Baseline jumper on the way and count it for Charleston Catholic. That's Max Wilcox with his 8th point of the half. 21-9, Charleston Catholic leading it. Top of the key, Dias now gives it off to Dean. John Adams still yet to score here in the second quarter. So kick it up top. Spin move inside, Sesson turnaround shot, short, rebound taken away as the Irish defense just been outstanding here in the second. Long baseball pass up ahead to Turner. Gives it off to Brammer. He's triple team, now quadruple team. Kicks it out, Turner. Now inside, Tawny. Nice bounce pass over to Brammer, and he'll finish on the right side. He's got 4 points, and it is a 14-0 Charleston Catholic run here in the second quarter. Driving in, Sesson, tough shot, no good. Rebounded again by Brammer. Here comes Charleston Catholic breaking up the left side. Cutting in is Wilcox. He'll try and swing it back out past Tip. Now over to Cinco. He pump fakes on a three. Now drives in right side, gets a lane, puts it up and in. It's a 16-0 Irish run, and John Adams has to call another timeout here with 1:31 left in the first half. It's a full timeout, so we'll step aside as well and be back after this as you're watching Charleston Catholic middle school basketball action with us right here on Video Productions.
Whether you're lugging the kids to practice or simply hooking a trailer on the tow hitch to haul, at Mosier Chevrolet we have exactly what you need to fit your lifestyle. Stop in and visit us along the Moses Mile in St. Albans and see if we have what fits you.
My car was totaled and I had just had it 8 months.
Every case is different and every case is important.
I just felt comfortable knowing they were taking care of stuff.
Our most important job is to take care of everything so you can focus on recovery.
They made me feel like I was special, like they were working just one-on-one with me.
Carol's case mattered. We like to take care of our own.
I did matter to them.
Call Farmer Klein and Campbell.
Because around here,
You matter.
Call 346-599.
It has been all Charleston Catholic here in the second quarter as they lead the John Adams Falcons 25-9 on the strength of a 16-0 run. Chris Kidd here with you, with Robbie Mounts, our engineer, and Julia DeSilva on camera here tonight from the pavilion. Excuse me, DeSilva. So now here we are out top, three on the way, no good. As John Adams continues to have their struggles here in the second quarter. Again, it was 9-all at the end of the first period. Now Wilcox in the left corner goes for three, no good over the rim. Rebounded by Brammer, though, on the backside. Rebound fought for. Now Turner drives in and a whistle and a foul with 1:04 to go here in the first half. And that'll send Turner to the free throw line to shoot a pair. Stay with us. We'll also have the John Adams and Charleston Catholic girls game coming your way at the conclusion of the boys game here tonight, as first free throw for Turner off the mark. So he's got 7 points here in the first half, 1 of 3 now from the free throw line. Turner able to connect on the second, now with 8 points, and the lead is swelled to 17. John Adams has gone 5 minutes now without a field goal or a point. They break the pressure. Driving in, floater on the way, short by Mullen, and rebound taken down by Wilcox, being fought for as Mullen ties it up. And possession arrow will go back to John Adams with 50.9 seconds left here in the first half, as Dean will check back in for Brody Church. Mullen, who tenacious going after that ball that time, trying to give John Adams a spark here to end the first half. Inbounds it down low, but knocked away again. Turner got his hands on it. Now up ahead, Tawney loses it, taken back by Dias. Good defensive play by him on the other end. Here comes John Adams back the other way. Pass deflected out of bounds, as Riken Evans tried to throw that one over the top, but had it swatted back. But John Adams maintains possession. 41.8 seconds left in the half. Nice look inside, but taken away is off the hands that time of Lowe in transition. Up ahead, Turner gets into the middle of the paint. Pull-up jumper, and there's Jay Turner once again. 10 points for him. A 19-0 quarter now for Charleston Catholic. No look, they kick it out. Evans dribbles in. Now over. Low block, they go to Lowe, and there is finally the first bucket of the second quarter for the Falcons to end a 19-0 run with 10 seconds now left in the second quarter. As Turner brings it up down to 5 seconds across the timeline, dribbles into the middle, puts up a shot, rolls around, and that will close the half with a 21-2 spurt as Charleston Catholic dominates the second quarter of play, and they lead it 30-11 here as we head to intermission. We'll be back after this for the start of quarter number 3 as you are watching Charleston Catholic middle school basketball action with us right here on Video Productions.
At
At Moses, we have brands to keep you on the road longer and a familiar name to give you confidence when buying. At Moses Honda Volkswagen, we are determined to help you find the right car for your lifestyle. Stop in and see us today.
I remember when my husband proposed. He said he'd always take care of me. Always. And he really held true to that promise. It's not just because he worked hard to provide for our family, but because of the little things. Things like these love notes he'd always hide around the house, or the way he made sure the kids actually did what they were told. Or just the way he made our home feel safe. So when he got sick, because he'd gotten life insurance, he was able to keep his promise. And even though he's no longer here, I know we'll be okay. He promised we would be.
We wake up each morning, eager to share our passion. We work all day with purpose to build inspired relationships with our guests, our crew, and our neighbors. We're filled with pride at the end of the day, knowing that we've made a difference. Steak Escape Sandwich Grill.
At Moses, we have brands to keep you on the road longer and a familiar name to give you confidence when buying. At Moses Honda Volkswagen, we are determined to help you find the right car for your lifestyle. Stop in and see us today.
I remember when my husband proposed. He said he'd always take care of me. Always. And he really held true to that promise. It's not just because he worked hard to provide for our family, but because of the little things. Things like these love notes he'd always hide around the house, or the way he made sure the kids actually did what they were told. Or just the way he made our home feel safe. So when he got sick, because he'd gotten life insurance, he was able to keep his promise. And even though he's no longer here, I know we'll be okay. He promised we would be.
We wake up each morning, eager to share our passion. We work all day with purpose to build inspired relationships with our guests, our crew, and our neighbors. We're filled with pride at the end of the day, knowing that we've made a difference. Steak Escape Sandwich Grill.
At Moses, we have brands to keep you on the road longer and a familiar name to give you confidence when buying. At Moses Honda Volkswagen, we are determined to help you find the right car for your lifestyle. Stop in and see us today.
I remember when my husband proposed. He said he'd always take care of me. Always. And he really held true to that promise. It's not just because he worked hard to provide for our family, but because of the little things. Things like these love notes he'd always hide around the house, or the way he made sure the kids actually did what they were told. Or just the way he made our home feel safe. So when he got sick, because he'd gotten life insurance, he was able to keep his promise. And even though he's no longer here, I know we'll be okay. He promised we would be.
We wake up each morning, eager to share our passion. We work all day with purpose to build inspired relationships with our guests, our crew, and our neighbors. We're filled with pride at the end of the day, knowing that we've made a difference. Steak Escape Sandwich Grill.
At Moses, we have brands to keep you on the road longer and a familiar name to give you confidence when buying. At Moses Honda Volkswagen, we are determined to help you find the right car for your lifestyle. Stop in and see us today.
I remember when my husband proposed. He said he'd always take care of me. Always. And he really held true to that promise. It's not just because he worked hard to provide for our family, but because of the little things. Things like these love notes he'd always hide around the house, or the way he made sure the kids actually did what they were told. Or just the way he made our home feel safe. So when he got sick, because he'd gotten life insurance, he was able to keep his promise. And even though he's no longer here, I know we'll be okay. He promised we would be.
We wake up each morning, eager to share our passion. We work all day with purpose to build inspired relationships with our guests, our crew, and our neighbors. We're filled with pride at the end of the day, knowing that we've made a difference. Steak Escape Sandwich Grill.
At Moses, we have brands to keep you on the road longer and a familiar name to give you confidence when buying. At Moses Honda Volkswagen, we are determined to help you find the right car for your lifestyle. Stop in and see us today.
I remember when my husband proposed. He said he'd always take care of me. Always. And he really held true to that promise. It's not just because he worked hard to provide for our family, but because of the little things. Things like these love notes he'd always hide around the house, or the way he made sure the kids actually did what they were told. Or just the way he made our home feel safe. So when he got sick, because he'd gotten life insurance, he was able to keep his promise. And even though he's no longer here, I know we'll be okay. He promised we would be.
We wake up each morning, eager to share our passion. We work all day with purpose to build inspired relationships with our guests, our crew, and our neighbors. We're filled with pride at the end of the day, knowing that we've made a difference. Steak Escape Sandwich Grill.
At Moses, we have brands to keep you on the road longer and a familiar name to give you confidence when buying. At Moses Honda Volkswagen, we are determined to help you find the right car for your lifestyle. Stop in and see us today.
I remember when my husband proposed. He said he'd always take care of me. Always. And he really held true to that promise. It's not just because he worked hard to provide for our family, but because of the little things. Things like these love notes he'd always hide around the house, or the way he made sure the kids actually did what they were told. Or just the way he made our home feel safe. So when he got sick, because he'd gotten life insurance, he was able to keep his promise. And even though he's no longer here, I know we'll be okay. He promised. promised we would be.
Start of quarter number 3 here from the Pavilion in Charleston. Chris Kidd here with you, alongside me, Robbie Mounts, our engineer, with Julia DeSolvo, our engineer, as Charleston Catholic leading it 30-11 to start the second half. Jay Turner goes back to work, misses on the turnaround. Rebound comes down to John Adams. Again, outscored 21-2 in the second quarter after it was 9-9. After the end of the first, as Charleston Catholic just caught fire. Now into the left corner, 3 on the way and good for Lucas Deem as he gets his first points of the game. And John Adams back to within 16 at 30-14. Top of the key, Cinco gets it over to Brammer on the right wing. Now back to Cinco as he looks for help. Now gets it over the left side. Tawny goes down low to Wilcox, tries to power his way in and get a whistle and a foul. It'll be a 2-shot foul as Tucker Mullen tried to go for the strip but ended up catching him on the arm. That'll be his first foul. We have 5:15 left in the third quarter. Max Wilcox at the free throw line. He had 8 points in the first half for the Irish, off the mark on the first attempt. As Jay Turner led the way with 12 points, then Wilcox with 8. Cinco and Brammer each with 4 points, and Tawny with 2 to round out the scoring for Charleston Catholic. Michael Lowe led John Adams with 6 points. Tucker Mullen with 3 points, and Vec Dias with 2 points as Wilcox able to convert on the second. 31-14, Charleston Catholic leads it. Driving in, kicking out to the corner. Nice ball movement here. Swing it into the right corner as they reset the offense. Out front with it is Mullen. He'll look for help, gives it off to Dias. He'll drive in, kicks it over into the left corner, now back up top. Falcons trying to find an opening. Driving in is Alex Setzer. His shot off the mark and rebound. We're going to get a foul on the floor here, it appears. Going to go against the Irish at the 4:45 mark of the third quarter. And they'll call this a shooting foul, so Michael Lowe will go to the free throw line to shoot a pair. He said led the way for the Falcons in the first half with 6 points. He was 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Now make it 3 of 3. We'll get a look at it here on our Video Productions Instant Replay. Again, nice positioning by Lowe on the right block, able to get inside of his defender and draw the foul as he's able to connect on both free throws. And John Adams went 5 minutes and 45 seconds without a point in the second quarter. And nice backdoor pass to Turner. Lost his footing, though. Let's see if this is a foul. Looks like it will be. And they're going to get this on Lucas Deem. That'll be his first. It's team foul number 2. Wilcox will inbound from underneath his own basket. Gets it in for Turner as they reset quickly back at the top of the key. Now over left side for Wilcox. He'll drive baseline. Cut off. Now to Tawny. Nice ball movement down to Brammer. Tough turnaround jumper, though. Rebound taken away by Deem. Up ahead for Setzer. He'll drive in right side. Kicks it into the corner. Mullen had a look for a second. Gives it back out to Dias. Now back to the baseline. They go to Setzer. Kicks it back out. This time off the hands of Dias, but he chases it down. Looking inside is Deem, but his pass knocked away by Wilcox and out of bounds. So it'll stay with John Adams, trailing Charleston Catholic 31-16 as we're nearly 2 minutes deep into the second half. So inbounded into the corner for Mullen. He'll drive in, tried to dish it off underneath for Dias, but out of bounds, and it'll go back over to the Irish. Charleston Catholic leading it by 15 here with under 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Brammer at the right elbow, gives it back to Cinco. He'll kick it up top for Wilcox. Looking for the back door, but Turner will take the pass on the left side instead. Drives in, splits between defenders, but is blocked underneath. Pass up ahead, gets away from Setzer, trying to chase it down, but can't get there in time. And that'll give it back over to Charleston Catholic. And that was a nice pass up ahead, able to go between the legs, it looked like, of Charleston Catholic defender. But the pass looked like it may have been kicked a little bit up ahead, and Setzer just could not catch up to it in time. And Cinco will bring it up against Mullen as he pairs up with him across the timeline. Cinco over to the right side. Pass deflected, taken away by Deem. One-on-one with Turner. Layup rolls off. No good. It's Turner. Great job getting back and bothering him enough to cause that miss as Brammer challenges inside. Good defense by Dias on the other end to challenge. Now here comes Mullen back up the left side. Gets it over to Deem. Drives in on the left side. Puts up the floater. Gets it to roll home. And John Adams trailed by 19 at the half. They've now cut it down to 13 halfway through the third quarter. And that's going to draw a 30-second timeout by Charleston Catholic, as they've seen their 30-11 lead be cut down to 13 on an 8-1 run by John Adams. Again, the question is, did John Adams have the time to come back in this game? Again, that second quarter was just so devastating overall, being outscored 21-2 in the span of 6 minutes after we were tied at 9 after the first quarter. Again, Charleston Catholic's defense really stifled them, created turnovers, and were able to execute in the front court. Good passing. Got a lot of layup attempts as well. And here in the second half thus far, John Adams has kind of been doing the reversal to Charleston Catholic. Again, stay with us at the conclusion of this game. We'll have the girls' game between John Adams and Charleston Catholic, so don't go anywhere. We've got more middle school basketball action on your way this evening on Video Productions. As Turner lobs it into the backcourt, was tipped by Deem, but still finds the hands of Cinco. So he'll walk it across the timeline, gets it to Tawny on the right elbow, looking for help, gets it to Turner. Turner, who had 12 first-half points, yet to score here in the second half, as Charleston Catholic hasn't made a field goal yet here in the second half. Only one free throw by Wilcox. Get to Tawny on the right wing, looking for Brammer, finds him. He tries to cut in, tough turnaround jumper. Brammer in and out, no good. Rebounded by Dias. Another chance here for John Adams to cut into this lead. Driving in is Deem, shot up, no good, off the back iron, and rebound taken by Cinco. Looks up ahead for Turner, finds him. Trying to get some space on the inside, but double teamed. Instead, he'll go back out front for Cinco. As Tawny was over on the near side, but it was going to be a tough fit to try and get that pass in, so he wisely just pulled it back out. So Wilcox drives in and taken away by Deem. Here he comes in a foot race, but taken back from behind by Tawny, and I'm going to say last touch by John Adams. What a defensive play by Wilcox, and what hustle getting back that time to prevent Deem from getting the layup. We've seen some terrific defensive efforts here in the second half thus far on both ends. Cinco over to Wilcox. He'll launch a three, but it's rejected by Setzer. Still controlled by the Irish, and Brammer gets a good look from short range, and he'll get the first field goal of the half for Charleston Catholic. 33-18, under a minute 40 to go here in the third quarter. Out front with it, Setzer. Dribbles around, being guarded by Wilcox. Now fades over to his right. Gets to the center at the free throw line. Now over to Mullen. Gets a good look at three, and he'll connect. Tucker Mullen, his second three of the game. He's got 6 points, and the lead now down to just 12. A minute 14 to go in the third quarter. Can John Adams get this down to 10 or even single digits by the fourth quarter? That would give them life heading into the last 6 minutes. Cinco, nice fake, gets to the right elbow, jumper up, no good off the back rim, rebound fought for, and Deem comes out of there with it again. One-handed pass up ahead, looking left side, and layup is good. As Setzer gets his first bucket of the game, and suddenly that 19-point lead has now been trimmed virtually in half with 45 seconds left here in the third. It was 30-11 at halftime. It's been a 13-3 second half thus far. 12-3 second half thus far in favor of the Falcons. There's Deem almost getting another steal. Is Turner able to take it? Possession arrow is in John Adams' favor as well with 23 seconds left in the third quarter. No tie-ups. They'll get the ball to start the fourth quarter as well. Cinco working the clock down, gets it over to Turner. Down to 15 seconds. Turner spins in, cut off by Deem again. Again, just ferocious defense by Deem this quarter. Stepping back is Wilcox, deep three, and he's able to connect. What range by him with 2 seconds left in the quarter. Outlet pass gets away and out of bounds and back over to Charleston Catholic. And that could stymie all the momentum John Adams had, perhaps going into the fourth quarter. As they get it into Wilcox, he turns and heaves, no good, off to the right. And that'll end the third quarter of play. John Adams dominated the third quarter, but the deep three by Max Wilcox re-extends Charleston Catholic's lead to 13 as we head to the final 6 minutes. We'll be back after this as you're watching Charleston Catholic Middle School basketball with us right here live on Video Productions.
No regrets. If only she'd parked in a garage. If only they had the chimney cleaned. If only they had Erie Insurance. Erie is seriously good insurance that treats you fairly and goes above and beyond to make you feel like your auto or home mishap never happened, at rates that'll save you as much as the other guys. So get a quote from Erie today. Because whatever your regrets in life, your insurance company shouldn't be one of them.
FCA has incredible impact on coaches, the teams, the players, and the community as well.
It's changed our lives. It's changed mine as a husband, as a father, and as a coach.
It does make an impact on our lives.
FCA has become a full circle in our lives.
People from all different kinds of backgrounds.
If all we're going to be is a coach that happens to be a Christian, I think it's more important to be a Christian that happens to be a coach.
Start of quarter number 4 here from the pavilion, and John Adams continues to try and claw their way back as Alex Setzer hits on the banker and the lead down to 11. Chris Kidd with you, with Robbie Mounts, our engineer, with Julia DeSalvo, our camera woman for tonight's broadcast, as they go down low to Brammer. Turnaround jumper off the front iron, no good. Turner tips the rebound to himself and then travels with it as he tried to escape back out front. And Charleston Catholic, if you're just joining us, was tied with John Adams after the first quarter, 9-9, but then outscored John Adams 21-2 in the second quarter before John Adams outpointed the Irish by 6 in the third to cut into the deficit. But the big three by Wilcox at the end of the quarter gave Charleston Catholic back some of their breathing room. And John Adams trying to cut this to single digits on this possession. Setzer looking, gets it in, ball tipped. Still controlled though by Dias as he gets it over for Mullen. Now back to Dias. They swing it into the left corner, driving baseline, and stepping out of bounds is Setzer, and that'll give it back over to Charleston Catholic with 5:08 to go here in the fourth quarter. Again, only 6-minute quarters in middle school basketball. So time ticking away quickly here on John Adams if they're looking to make an incredible comeback here tonight. Again, this is league play between these two, both near the top of the conference play, trying to get set for seeding coming up in just a couple of weeks for the conference tournament. As Cinco dribbles into the middle, pass cross court, finds Wilcox. Charleston Catholic with this 11-point lead going to be more patient as we're down to 4:37 to go in the fourth. Cinco drives in, nice shovel pass over to Tawny. Waited too late, now gets it out to Wilcox. 3 on the way again, and Max Wilcox, another dagger as he hits his second 3 of the half. He's got 15 points now. Spinning baseline, putting up the shot, no good by Deem as he looks a little shaken up after the play. Ball knocked loose, out of bounds, and they're going to say last touch by Charleston Catholic. So they'll stay with John Adams, trailing 39-25. Here with 4:16 left in the fourth quarter. We already see John Adams' girls team down near the tunnel area getting ready to come out once this game concludes against Charleston Catholic's girls. So stay with us here on Video Productions. More middle school basketball action coming your way here tonight. As Mullen gets it into the middle, ball off the hands of Dias, taken away by Brammer. Big empty trip there for John Adams. As here comes Turner across the timeline. Again, Turner had 12 first half points. Hasn't been able to get anything going here in the second half. May have only attempted just one shot thus far as Wilcox puts up the runner, no good, but he gets his own rebound back and they'll reset. As Cinco looking around out front, being guarded by Mullen, trying to avoid 5-second call. He's still up against it here, finally gets rid of it, finds Wilcox, now goes down low to Brammer, double team, then blocked from behind by Dias, taken away by Michael Lowe. Now Wilcox tries to strip Dias back, and they're going to say last touch, though, by the Irish. We're down to 3.5 minutes to play. Checking in for John Adams will be Carson Hager, trying to get another shooter on the floor here, trailing by 14. Across the timeline comes Mullen, and had it knocked away, and it's last touch by Mullen out of bounds. So it'll go back over to Charleston Catholic. 3:22 remaining in the fourth quarter. 14-point Irish lead. John Adams still trying to apply full court pressure here. See if they can speed Charleston Catholic up and force them into some turnovers as they desperately need them right now. The Irish, though, trying to hang on here with this lead with 3 minutes approaching here in the fourth quarter. Pass over to Tawney as he was cutting to the basket and out of bounds. So miscommunication there between Brammer and Tawney. And that'll give it back to the Falcons with 3:10 remaining in the fourth quarter. Bringing it up the floor is Setzer, able to cross the timeline. He brings Hager out to create a lane and does so. Setzer tried to dish it out to Deem in the corner, but knocked away by Turner. We've seen that on both ends tonight, just really good hands on the defensive end, and that'll draw a timeout here by John Adams with 3 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. It'll be a 30-second timeout, so we'll stay here with Charleston Catholic leading at 39-25. And in the second half for Charleston Catholic has been really held up by Max Wilcox with 7 points in the second half, 15 for the game, as you see that second three that he hit here in the second half. The one he hit at the end of the third quarter was huge, and that one right there to start the fourth quarter was massive as well. That gave Charleston Catholic back a 14-point lead, and he leads the way right now with 15 points overall as Wilcox has scored 7 of the 9 points for Charleston Catholic here in the second half. Again, they outscored John Adams 21-2 in the second quarter of play to create this lead. John Adams has been trying to claw back ever since then, but with Wilcox's pair of threes, John Adams has been held at arm's length. They inbound underneath. Nice play out of the timeout as Mullen able to find Dias cutting to the basket, and he'll lay it in for his fourth point. Lead back down to a dozen with 2:50 to go. Cinco works it up the floor, gets it over to Tawney. Tawney back out to Cinco. Again, Charleston Catholic going to stay patient here on the offensive end. Only 2 team fouls against both squads, so neither team close to the bonus yet. As Turner dribbles back up top, guarded by Dean. Now over to Tawney, lob it in for Brammer. Pass tipped by Dias and stolen away. Setzer, he'll bring it up the right side into the center. Now his pass taken away back by the Irish. It's Turner at the top of the key near midcourt. And Charleston Catholic bleeding clock away. Dean gets his hand in on it. Turner able to chase it back down. Again, he's just been so big on the defensive end. Now a steal by Mullen. Bounce pass taken back by Turner. He's been equally as impressive on the defensive end here in the second half. So he's had several big steals. Now to Brammer. Baseline jumper, no good. Rebounded though underneath by Tawney. Back to Brammer. Layup is good. Joseph Brammer with 8 points now for the ball game, and the lead is back up to 14 as Tawney knocks the pass out of bounds, stays with the Falcons with 1:48 left in the fourth quarter. But Charleston Catholic appears as if they will hold off John Adams unless John Adams can really get threes falling in a hurry. As Mullen drives in and a foul called. See if they call this on the floor in the act of shooting. 1:44 to go. Will be 2 shots as they get the foul on Cinco on the reach in. Right now, though, if you're Charleston Catholic, that's one of the last things you want to do with a 14-point lead is put the Falcons at the line, but right there it pays off as first free throw off the back iron, no good by Mullen, who's got 6 points here tonight, his first trip to the free throw line. But you want to see that clock tick away as much as possible with a 14-point lead as Mullen able to hit on the second. Substitutions as Lowe will check back in for defensive purposes. Heading to the bench will be Carson Hager. And now it looks like Charleston Catholic wants to get another sub into the game here as it'll be Jeff Reynolds checking back in and Jay Turner. Looked like he was going to be exiting, but instead it's Tawney, and you could hear the crowd gave an ovation for Turner as he was going to the bench, but he'll stay in. But they recognize the effort he's given here tonight on the defensive end in the second half and then on the offensive end in the first half. He's just been everywhere. Across midcourt is Wilcox. Pass knocked away. There's Deem again on the defensive play, but saves it inbound to Brammer as he'll kick it back out front quickly for Cinco. We're down to 1:29 to go in the fourth quarter. John Adams' bench trying to implore their defenders to come out and chase right now. As Turner with it. Double team. Gets it over for Cinco. 1:15 remaining in the clock. Cinco stutter steps in, now steps back out. Mullen gambles for the steal, but comes up empty. Now gives it over to Wilcox. 13-point Irish lead in this pivotal conference matchup between these two clubs. As Cinco drives in, gets it to Brammer, back out front. Again, just good ball movement here by Charleston Catholic as they played keep away very well here in the last 45 seconds as we're down to 50 seconds remaining. John Adams continues to chase here, and now Mullen will finally commit the foul with 47.1 seconds to go. As that'll be team foul number 4. And now we get a timeout called. It'll be a full timeout probably to get some subs in, but we'll step aside as well and be back for the conclusion right after this as you're watching Charleston Catholic Middle School basketball right here on Video Productions.
Whether you're lugging the kids to practice or simply hooking a trailer on the tow hitch to haul, at Moses Chevrolet we have exactly what you need to fit your lifestyle. Stop in and visit us along the Moses Mile in St. Albans and see if we have what fits you.
My car was totaled and I had just had it 8 months.
Every case is different and every case is important.
I just felt comfortable knowing they were taking care of stuff.
Our most important job is to take care of everything so you can focus on recovery.
They made me feel like I was special, like they were working just one-on-one with me.
Carol's case mattered. We like to take care of our own.
I did matter to them.
Call Farmer Klein and Cam.
Because around here,
you matter.
Call 346-5999.
Final 47 seconds here from the pavilion. Chris Kidd with you as Charleston Catholic holds a 13-point lead. Pass up ahead, goes over the head of Brammer and out of bounds. So they'll give it back over to John Adams with 38.4 seconds showing on the clock. They'll get it up ahead to Mullen. Charleston Catholic now trying to lag off a little bit. Mullen goes to the ground and loses it. Cinco comes up with it. Now tries to run away from Mullen. Keeps the dribble alive somehow. Looks underneath. Turner drives in left side. Nice fake. Goes up and lays it in for the final nail in the coffin here tonight, as that's his first points of the second half. And his 14th for the game as the inbound pass goes off the knee of Dean and back over to the Irish. As they have 18.3 seconds to run off the clock here, and they will pick up a big win here tonight over their rivals from just up the road. As they get it into the left corner, Cinco dribbles away from everyone. Kicks it over for Reynolds, now back out front. It's here from the Sacred Heart Pavilion tonight. It was a dominant second quarter for Charleston Catholic that led them to victory. They outscored John Adams 21-2 in the second, and they carry that lead throughout the rest of the game and win it 43-28 here tonight over John Adams. As we'll do our final tally here for you real quick and then get set for the girls' game between Charleston Catholic and John Adams coming up next. We'll step aside for a quick break and be back to do our final scoring rundown after this, as you are watching Charleston Catholic Middle School basketball with us right here on Video Productions.
At Moses, we have brands to keep you on the road longer and a familiar name to give you confidence when buying. At Moses Honda Volkswagen, we are determined to help you find the right car for your lifestyle. Stop in and see us today.
My car was totaled and I had just had it 8 months.
Every case is different and every case is important.
I just felt comfortable knowing they were taking care of stuff.
our most important job is to take care of everything so you can focus on recovery.
They made me feel like I was special, like they were working just one-on-one with me.
Carol's case mattered. We like to take care of our own.
I did matter to them.
Call Farmer Klein and Cam.
Because around here,
you matter.
Call 346-5990.
No regrets.
If only she'd parked in a garage. If only they had the chimney cleaned. If only they had Erie Insurance. Erie is seriously good insurance that treats you fairly and goes above and beyond to make you feel like your auto or home mishap never happened. At rates that'll save you as much as the other guys. So get a quote from Erie today. Because whatever your regrets in life, your insurance company shouldn't be one of them.
Little General Stores knows West Virginia, but what some may not know is what LG is doing in your communities. And I'm here to tell you how Little General, with the strength of their 100+ stores, is helping to enrich lives and empower families in West Virginia. Like the Norma May Huggins Cancer Research Endowment Fund, which is fighting to cure cancer every day right here in West Virginia. Locally owned and operated, LG has always been there and always will be. Little General Stores, committed to West Virginians. Boom!
From small, compact sedans to full-size SUVs, here at Moses Nissan, we have a vehicle for every lifestyle and every budget. Stop in and visit us along the Moses Mile in St. Albans to see what we have for you.
43-28, Charleston Catholic knocks off John Adams here tonight in our middle school boys basketball game on the varsity level. Chris Kidd here with you as we're getting set for John Adams and Charleston Catholic, the girls varsity game in middle school, coming up here in less than 19 minutes. Well, our final scoring rundown on the evening, we'll start with John Adams. They were led by Michael Lowe with 8 points, Tucker Mullen with 7 points, Lucas Deem with 5 points, Alex Setzer with 4, and Beck Dias with 4 points as well. On the other end for Charleston Catholic, they were led by Max Wilcox with 15 points, including 2 big three-pointers in the second half. Then Jay Turner with 14 points, including just some phenomenal defense all throughout the evening for him. Then you have Joseph Brammer with 8 points, Cinco with 4 points, and Tawny finishing with 2 points on the evening for Charleston Catholic as they defeat their rivals here tonight, 43-28. Well, we're going to step aside for a little bit and be back in about 17 minutes for the start of the John Adams and Charleston Catholic girls basketball game coming your way from the pavilion here in Charleston, as you are watching and listening to Charleston Catholic girls and boys basketball action with us right here on Video Productions.